Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
The roof of this downriver business caves in as firefighters battle those flames. What we are hearing from the employees who called 911. Plus, police say that it was a crime spree live streamed on Facebook. A suspect leads police on a chase through several cities, and it ends with an officer hurt. But we begin this news with breaking news this noon as the Warren De La Salle hazing scandal. Now 3 football players may face charges for what happened in their locker room. Local 4 has learned that Warren Police Department is asking prosecutors to charge 3 of those teens in that hazing controversy that had the team forfeit the rest of their season. Local 4's Sean Lay joins us now live outside of De La Salle. And Sean, I understand you just talked with the police commissioner. What do you have to say?
Hi, Rhonda. Good afternoon to you. We had a long, sweeping interview. We're going to play lots of it for you on right now and then later on Local 4 News today, starting at 5 and 6 o'clock tonight. Let's break new ground on this right now. Let's break it all down for you. There are 89 football players here at De La Salle. 69 of those players, we are told, were interviewed by Warren Police. That leaves 15 players who refused to be interviewed by investigators. Their parents told them not to talk. Some of those parents got lawyers. 3 of the players, student players here, who did not talk to investigators, they're the ones that investigators have dug into their actions in the locker room. They're now requesting charges against those 3 students about what happened here. And we're learning more about what exactly happened in what's being called a hazing tradition here at the school. Local 4 breaking the news this morning. Police are requesting assault charges at this noon hour on an 18-year-old senior at Warren De La Salle and 2 16-year-old student football players. Police say all 3 involved in a football team hazing tradition at De La Salle. The 18-year-old was 17 last month. It was late October when Warren Police Commissioner Bill Dwyer says the De La Salle Pilots football team held their tradition, a team meal, the night before a playoff game. And then every player expected to head to the locker room, Dwyer says, for hazing. The younger students knew it was coming and they were terrified of it. Some players actually balking tradition and running from the area. Dwyer says not wanting to become victims. Dwyer says his investigation found that at least 3 students, the now 18-year-old and 2 16-year-olds, allegedly held one young player to the floor of that locker room.
All I can tell you is that there was a broom used, but there was no penetration.
What would they do with the broom?
Well, I'm not going to go into those details, but it's out there. I think, you know,
is
people.
That whacking, or is that sticking the broom?
They held the individual down, and that's as far as I'll go.
Back here live, Commissioner Dwyer did go further there, though, saying the direct quote to me that he believes some of the players that were interviewed were, quote, holding back information. And it's his opinion now that this portion of the investigation, Rhonda, has wrapped up, that it may actually start expanding in a new direction and new way. Much more on that. We're still working on those details for 5 o'clock. Back to you.
And Sean, is it your perspective, I guess, from what Dwyer told you, that this hazing tradition is this same act, or in the past has it been something else that didn't raise this much attention?
That's a very good question. This is called a hazing tradition at the school, according to what investigators found, something that takes place each and every year within the football team. I'll point out, he says the coach was very open with him and investigators, and the coach is saying that he did not know about the hazing tradition. Keep in mind the coach is fairly new to this program. So it's a hazing tradition here. What exactly happens each and every year? They're still digging into that. But now that this has been in the media so much, they're starting to hear from others who say that they were victimized during this. This is why it may expand going forward.
All right, victimized and perhaps never came forward until now. All right. Thank you, Sean. And we have breaking news this noon from Detroit's east side. That is where a body has been found near a school. This scene is unfolding on Brunswick near Balfour. Right now, we do not know who the person is that died or the age of that person, but we are continuing to follow the investigation, and we'll keep you updated throughout the day as we learn more. The other top story that we're following for you is the 2 Detroit police officers that were hurt by a suspect that they say wanted officers to chase after him. And they know that because he was streaming the entire encounter on Facebook. This is a look at the aftermath at Jefferson and East Lawn on Detroit's east side. That's where Larry Spruill joins us now live. And Larry, let's start out with those officers. How are they doing?
Ron, I just got off the phone with DPD, and they tell me those officers are recovering in a hospital this afternoon. That's after the incident that happened here that led to a crash at this intersection of East Lawn and East Jefferson. Now, we do know that that suspect is arrested and in custody this afternoon as well. It's been a busy Friday morning for Detroit police. It all started with the multi-city police chase that ended here at this intersection of East Lawn and East Jefferson around 2:30 Friday morning. Police say a 23-year-old male posted on Facebook Live that he just filled his 2007 Ford F-150 truck with gas and he was headed to Detroit to see if he could make police chase him. Several officers, including Macomb County and Warren Police, chased after him. But it all ended in Detroit when the suspect drove directly towards a Detroit police cruiser with 2 officers inside. Both officers injured with knee pain and are recovering in a hospital this afternoon. And we do know that this suspect, this is not the first time that he has been in trouble with Detroit police officers. I am working on that part of the story. Also what Chief Craig has to say about all of this. I'll have that coming up tonight at 5. We are live on Detroit's east side this afternoon. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
All right, Larry, thank you. Meanwhile, take a look at this. Firefighters battling this large fire at a furniture store down in Flat Rock. This is the scene. It's at Premier Office Installations. It's on Vreeland near I-75, and you can see that that roof has caved in with all of the smoke pouring out of the building. We did talk to one employee who was working inside when the fire started, and this is what he told us.
We were outside working behind the shop, and then we smelled a bunch of smoke, and then we walked in the building, and it was erupted in flames. Walked out, called 911, and then they showed up shortly after.
Right now, we're told that no one was hurt in the fire, thankfully, but the cause is still under investigation. Time now to take a look outside on this Friday, and with the clear blue sky, you wouldn't know it is so cold. Temperatures are in the 30s, but that's after starting out in the 20s with wind chills in the teens, Brandon?
Right now, we're ignoring these temperatures still, Rhonda, because there's enough of a breeze, so low and middle 30s. Stand by. The breeze has calmed a bit in spots, but you'll see it's picked up in parts like Oakland County over at City Airport, Mount Clemens, so we still have wind chills in the middle 20s in some spots to near 30 degrees where you are, and dress for that as you're heading out. Don't be fooled by that bright sunshine. You've already stepped outside. You get the deal. 38 degrees the high temperature, may get a neighborhood hitting 40. A little bit of cloud cover after 3 or 4 p.m., but still chilly later tonight as, well, whatever you have going on. But we have playoff high school football, Rhonda, falling back through the 20s.
Feeling for those parents in the stands and temperatures that cold. Thank you, Brandon. So if you get a traffic ticket in the city of Detroit, you may now be able to resolve it by going online. The city is expanding a program that lets you resolve your ticket on the internet. It's like a digital court appearance. Someone will review your record and your ticket and then make you a plea offer, which you can either accept or reject. We have all the information about the new program on our website, clickondetroit.com. And we have some big news this noon out of Comerica Park. The Piano Man is coming to Detroit next summer. Billy Joel will make his first ever stadium appearance at Comerica Park on July 10th. Tickets are going to go on sale 1 week from today. Next week on Friday the 15th at 10 a.m. Mark your calendar. Comerica Park is expecting a lot of people are going to be trying to get tickets at that exact same time. So the organizers say if you can't get through it first, just keep checking back throughout the day. And you can find the details on how to get tickets on clickondetroit.com. It should be a sold-out, amazing show. We have much more ahead here on Local 4 News at noon, including Nick Monticelli.
'tis the season inside of the parade company. They're unveiling the first of many floats that's coming out. We'll dive into the design process behind Huntington Bank's brand new float.
But first, nearly a dozen people rushed to the hospital for what they inhaled inside of a Buffalo Wild Wings restaurant, and this incident had deadly consequences.